Hello guys, this is the episode of after arrival. Nishafika kwa sponsor, nishaonyeshwa nyumba. I've been shown around and I told you guys the biggest thing you do in Saudi is washing the bathrooms. Inaitangwa Team Hammam. Team Hammam, hello. Yeah, that is the big, they insist on the bathrooms. You can miss cleaning the house, but do not miss cleaning the bathrooms. So that was what I got used to as I was settling in Saudi. Guys, the first few days I wouldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. I tried. I was losing sleep. There was some fear inside of me that I couldn't shake off. Like, I kept asking myself, am I safe? Did I land on good people? Will I make to finish my contract? So many questions. I remember first of the house I went to, there was no Wi-Fi. Which I told you, these people know you. I had planned that once I finished doing my work, I would be trading, and obviously that was not going to happen. I was not in a place where I had access to Wi-Fi. So at least I had saved a few videos on my phone. I kept repeating those movies. I think they were movies or series or something. I kept repeating them on a daily because that's all I had access to. That's all the entertainment I had. Imagine, you have no entertainment, you have nothing. The people the people around you, hata haongei, hata lugha hamuelewani. And that's what I'm saying. For those agencies involved in taking girls to Saudi, I think it is important that they are well trained. And a good training includes having an introduction to Arabic language. I think that would be too. Because the struggles you face as you try to communicate, though I told you, the Arabic language is more like Swahili. So if you're a Swahili speaker, you'll not be so lost, but I think it would go well, much better for everyone if if we were introduced to some of the basic Arabic just for communication. Anyway, I have known my way around the house. I am getting to know a few people here and there. I know how now what I'm expected to do. I'm sharp. I don't know, anyone who knows me know I get things sharp quickly. So I had already taken to it. I was worried because some of the girls that I had watched on the internet were saying how they were like welcomed with a lot of work. So I was like deep down was waiting like kai sasa nitapewa makazi ama nitaezana nazo ama nini. But luckily my employer was going slow on me. That one is one thing I'll be grateful for. I never felt overworked at all. Not even for a single day. My work was moderate. And yeah, I was worried about the work and they were really nice. They never overworked me. That one I'll give them. I was never overworked. And I thank that family for making it easy that way for me. I was introduced to vacuum cleaning, man. I have never used a vacuum cleaner thing. So in Saudi, I use a washing machine for the first time and I use a vacuum cleaner for the first time. And let me tell you guys, I was so curious about these people. I wanted to know what drives them to kill a girl that way, because the people I was with for the few days I was spending with them, they looked friendly and nice. Well, I'm a positive being. And if you've ever met me, I'm a very positive person. So I was like, okay, first few days in Saudi have not died. Nothing bad has happened to me. But let me tell you, the few days I would get, because when I met a person who could hotspot me their Wi-Fi, I'd request. I told you guys, my family, I was the one who kept following up on my family, yo. I was like, they are so laid back. I'd go expecting so many messages or so many voice notes, and there was nothing. I was the one doing all the work. I was the one who would leave the voice notes. I was the one who would leave the messages because, I was missing them. Anyway, that is not an issue. I had had a few friends we made when we were waiting for the process. Tulijuana hapa kwa agents. Let me tell you, those were the ones who were super active. Those girls would send me videos, news back at home, how girls were dying every day, like 40 videos. I would have 40 videos to view in a day, and already I'm there. So, like, that's what girls circulate all day long, even the tuliingia kwa WhatsApp group, and that's what girls do. I think the Saudis just want you to be fearful. Their main agenda is to sell fear to you. Because I'm telling you, I'm not settled. That fear has not gone away, and every day I'm receiving videos of girls dying, videos of girls suffering. That is all girls circulate amongst themselves. And I was like, can you be positive, girls? Can you be positive? I was telling myself I'm going to be positive, because I was like, okay, I'm doing my work well. Sijawakosea. Where else would problems comes from? So anyway, I was like, I had prepared myself for all possible bad scenarios, because I knew I was in a place where things went wrong. And also not so wrong, because I told you also there were so many positive stories. Also, girls were giving from the same place. So I was hoping and I was praying that my story would end up a positive. And that's what I was working towards. So apart from that, girls, my friends, always sending videos, bad videos of how girls were suffering, bad videos of how girls were being taken home in caskets. I shook that off and decided, since I was already there, I was not going to let that be their problem. I was going to focus on the positive, and it was tough. And remember, most of the first few days I would not get good sleep. I was not sleeping well. Anyway, I told you some of my self-care items were taken away at the airport. And I was cool and calm, because I was like, okay, I see. No, if you see Arabs are very beautiful people, honestly speaking. The women know, if you have ever met an Arab woman, they know how to take care of themselves physically. They have the best self-care routines, if I can say so. So I was not worried. I was like, okay, watanionyesha ama watanibaia hizo vitu zao nianze kutumia. Guys, let me tell you, I was told that if you are a girl or a housemaid there, everything is taken care of. Well, my first shocker was my employer was telling me I was going to buy those stuff for myself. That was my first disappointment. I was like, seriously? I was told you people, you buy everything for me. And they were like, no, you're going to buy things for yourself. I don't know. As an overthinker, I started deluding, like, maybe I came in hot. Like, look at me. This is the image I maintain. Whether I'll be washing the loo or I'll be in the office, I like looking this way. And it has been a tough journey maintaining my self-image, because if you're following my channel, I'm telling of how I have grown up with self-image issues. So I like looking good. It makes me feel good. And when I feel good, I'm able to execute my chores or responsibilities in a happy mood and feeling much better. So I don't know if they judge me depending on how they saw me, because I had even made my hair, I had my manicure done, and now that I'm back home, I realized there were some of them that met me and they were like telling me I should wear what? I should wear gloves, because I had my nails gel done, and I was like, okay. I knew I had my gel done, but I was doing that for the last time because I knew I was also going to work. So I was like, okay, gloves are not a big deal. I came here to work. I know what I'm doing. But now I know they are being sarcastic. I think they expect a person who is so downtrodden. That is their expectation. And just newsflash to you Arabs, not all of us come there hatujielewi juu. If even you listen to the name we were given, because they kept calling me Shagala. And okay, this is my thinking, and it mustn't mean that way, but this is what I think. Shagla bagla. It's a person who is letting themselves stay ovyo. And the truth be told, ukika ovyo kwanza kama wewe ni msichana sana utajipata Saudi. If you let life beat you, because I had let life beat the shit out of me, I was not fighting back. And I have been introduced to the part of the Bible where you beat me this cheek, I give you the other one. Those are lies, to be honest. That's a lie. If someone beats you here, find out where they're beating you. Find out if it is fair, and if it is not, how can they undo that? That is the correct way of thinking. I was thinking like that, and man, life ilikuwa inanipiga, inanikanyagia chini, nimekanyagwa. And just because you some of you, not all of you are bad Arabs, but just because you see us coming there doesn't mean we are empty in the head, doesn't mean we don't have things going for us back at home, doesn't mean we are so desperate. Because I know I made the decision to go to Saudi, but I was not that desperate. If I was not so curious, I would still have made other decisions, but that's where they go wrong. We are not desperate. Because they expect a desperate person. That's why it's so easy. And most girls who go there are really desperate. Just go to the offices and check the girls who are in the line there. Those are people, even from the look, you can tell ni watu wamechapwa na maisha. My guys. Msikubali kuchapwa na maisha. Mnasikia? All of you, whether you're a man or a girl, don't let life beat you up. Find a reason to keep going. Find a reason. If the sun is shining, find a reason to be happy. Find a reason to be hopeful. Because when you lose hope, you might find yourself uko na utaenda kuteswa na itakuwa poa. I have gone through hell for the past 2 years, and healing process have been chaotic and very chaotic, expensive. I'm losing relationships because now I'm even fearing my family. It's lonely. I've almost died. There's so much trauma. There is ghost work. I don't know whether to call it ghost. So much spiritual. Like, I have seen the afterlife, and let me tell you, I'm traumatized. Those are things I never expected to know, and I know, and I know, and I know, and I can't unknow, and they disturb me. So before you let life beat you like that, listen to my story, and I hope it gives you hope. If you're hopeless somewhere, and I can tell you again, dear girl, dear young girl, or big girl, or whatever age you are, going to Saudi is a risk. Don't risk it. Any work here is better than going to Saudi. But if you are like me, a curious soul like me, who must learn the hard ways, all the lessons the hard way. That's what I'm getting. I'm so daring. This is for you. May you get a few tips here and there that will help you, because also other guys help me a lot to cope with my challenges out there. So I'm telling you, they said, first of all, we're not going to buy me anything. I was going to buy for myself. And I was like, okay, how much could that cost? I needed some earphones. So I said I needed some earphones. And also, you don't go out. You don't go for shopping ever. And I was like, can I go buy for myself? Can I be taken? They're like, no. Women there don't go to... you barely move as a woman. Your work is to wake up. Wakona Snapchat na nini. You najirembesha. They also cook. They also know how to make the best cakes. I especially like their basbousa. It was awesome. And vitamu wanajua kuvipika. So that's what they do. You wake up, you unajirembesha, you stay, you go to the internet, then you cook. That's basically the life of a woman in Saudi. And also going out it's a big problem. So I was like, damn. Okay, fine. I said, okay, wacha nitumane. I needed some earphones, some hair oil, and I can remember some few items. And I was like, okay, how much can that cost really? So I was like, okay, judging from the looks, I was like, Saudi, ata ikigroupiwa, iko almost the same group country, iko third world country like Kenya. So I was like, okay, things are supposed to like zipelekane hivi. So I was like, okay, wacha warudi jioni wanilete bill. Guys, for those few items, I had spent almost 3K. 3K from my salary already, na hata sijalipwa. And they're saying that is going to be deducted from my salary. My friends, that's where my trouble number one comes in there. I felt nilisikia nimefinyiliwa. I was making noise all over. And me, anyone who knows me sinyamazangi. Me, if you do me wrong, I'm going to tell you immediately. Enye itaenda iende, kana kufa ni kufe, kama na baki ni baki, but you will not get away with mistreating me. That one that one I know. I am sure, and anyone, even anybody who has come to me thinking they can take advantage of me knows that. I don't give you a chance and you'll never get a chance. So anyway, 3K, nina make noise, nimechukua videos, nimetumana nyumbani kupiga kelele. Imagine you watu nimetumia 3K na saa hizo tu earphones hata nitule tumbwaki nitule hata tugongi na mimi mtu wa kusikiza ngoma. So I was like, that was a blow. I made so much noise and I think it got to them and wakakubali. One of the guys there alikubali kusema ata he'll cater for the bill, and I was grateful, but it was after I made a lot of noise and they could clearly see I was hurt because I was told hata mabesho wangu walikuwa wananiambia walifika kama wamebaiwa vitu, mimi nilimwona ninunue. So again, if you're following my story, I'm telling you, life has always been unfair to me. Just look at the unfairness. Mbona mimi niende Saudi nijitolee kukuwa mboch alafu bado niambiwe nijinunulie? Don't you see? Whoever is responsible for this story, like seriously, come on. Be serious. You have always made me feel terrible, but okay, I'm on your case now. Let me calm down. Anyway, I was on a mission to find out about these Arabs. I was curious, the culture, the everything. I'm a curious person. So were they strong enough? Because the food they were eating, it is like I told you, every day you eat kuku and rice. Every day. And if you change it, is you eat goat meat or is it sheep meat? And the same rice. Like rice must be there the whole of your time, and it was disturbing me. And I was worried about my weight. I'm a person who has a tendency of growing bigger, so I was like, damn, am I going to get big with this kind of diet? And remember, I was already a person who was depressed. I didn't know that then, but that's why even my legs are swelling. It's a big realization. It has taken me a lot of time to evaluate and come up with a story and that's why it has taken, even just accepting that I was a maid has been a journey, and I'm glad I'm here. So that is the first blow. Like you could tell they were like wananisemea the way I used to, like people. I used to wake up. I love doing my brows. I would do my brows. It's very minimal makeup, and my hair I used to wear it just like this. No, but I had gone with a bob style for the beginning. I'll attach it. You'll see. And they look like walikuwa wananiweka mahali. It's like it is not what they expected. They had expected someone who was a bit, maybe not like me, but me, I'm coming in hot, baby. Coming in hot. Forever. It's my style. It's my emo. Anyway, I could tell the women, especially women, they were coming at me with like, You know, you can always tell even body language and everything. You can always tell when a woman is envious of you. Like they were coming at you like, you can tell they are looking at you up and down. Mimi niko hapo nimejibebea mpaka matampons. Men are they asking about the questions, and for me, I'm a very happy information giver. Like you can see, I give information generously without expecting anything. And if I had known how widely my conversations were being shared, how widely how keenly they were listening to me, how keenly I was being watched, I would have done something different, my girl. If you are in Saudi, you feel hacked, and there's a craze about girls feeling hacked. These people know you very well, so they keep bringing up things that only a person who knows you privately can tell you, and that's why you feel hacked. Yeah, and no matter how well you protect your device, they still know you. They will always know you, and that will always remain that. It is what it is. They know you, and they are not your normal everyday person. Are you listening to me? Arabs are not your everyday person. They definitely know much more about you than they give. And that's why they are selling you fear because they don't want you to be so curious. They don't want to give you time to be curious, to look around. But who is me? Who is I? I'm a fearless. I wish I had the same fearlessness to face life before I went there. Like I had the fearlessness to survive there. So anyway, apart from those looks from the ladies, attack on the way I chose to present myself, because they were attacking it and asking if I had to put on makeup every time, because I was like, okay, I love doing my brows. I do my brows. I never did lipstick, but sometimes I did when I had time to pass, because honestly, what else would you do there? You don't go outside, you don't go anywhere. When you're done with your work, hakuna Wi-Fi. What else would a girl do? Those are the things that were making me pass time, and I was happy with them. So I was like, okay. And also, the more they attacked me, the more I was like, it is the choice I made for myself. I can stay without makeup, I can stay with makeup. And anyway, I had chosen to do my brows every day because I like it that way. I feel good, and I carry on my day with good moods. So you can see already the challenges that are coming through. Okay, I went also a time where they were almost going for Ramadan. And girls were all over the internet. Whenever I got a chance, were saying how that is the worst time to go there because you work. But who is me? I was ready. Honestly, guys, I had read all the possible scenarios that could happen there. I had prepared myself. That is the first time I knew how to make sambusas. Sambusa. They don't call them samosa. They call them sambusa. That's the first time I knew how to make it from scratch. From you prepare the minced meat, you prepare the dough and everything. I knew all that process, and man, I enjoyed it. And I helped, and I was like, I was there to learn everything and anything that could be learned. And I think that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here at this point. And I'm glad I made it here because, wow, my guys, has it been tough? It has been the toughest thing I have ever had to overcome in my life. Anyway, also when I was staying around, I would hear gunshots every now and then. We would be sitting, all of us. Then I hear gunshots. Everybody's like, and then me, I'm there like, okay, isn't that the way Arabs live? Because I had done research. Most Arab countries are warring. Yemen, Iraq. Like, I was like, isn't that your daily lives? Like, don't you people, I know you're not used to bombs and guns, because I was thinking, isn't that your daily life? They also used to come in all the time. Men used to come in all the time with guns. And I was like, okay, that's their culture. Me, I was not worried. And I remember one time I was on the internet, a girl was crying for help because her sponsor had left a shotgun on the table. And I was like, guns were everywhere in the closets when I was going to arrange, to organize. Men were coming in the kitchen, like 15 of them with a gun. And I was like, okay, hello, salam alaikum. What's up? What is happening? What is cooking? Can I fire a gun? And if you follow me on TikTok, you'll see even somewhere where I have worn a gun because they were scaring me with the guns, and I was like, I want to know even how to fire. Like I didn't see a reason to fear because I had done nothing to them that would warrant for them to kill me. Well, at least at the time, that's what I thought. Man, Arabs. Mmeniweza kabisa. Anyway, so men would come, even 15, and that is the orientation I'm being given. With guns, AK-47s wamejaza wanakam, nilikuwa nikipika lunch. And also knowing how to cook that rice, kapsa, was trouble. I would cook and see they were dissatisfied in their eyes, and I was like, okay, maybe I need to do, I believe in researching and the internet. So I was like, you people, if you allow me go to the YouTube and learn how to make this, maybe you'll get satisfied with the results. And luckily, there were houses around, there were many houses, they live according to family. So most houses around there were the same family. So I realized the husband to the shosha was taking care of had 2 wives. So the other house had Wi-Fi because they were, even the children, they were way much younger. So I eventually got introduced to the other house, and I would access Wi-Fi from there. Although so it was timely, it was hours when we would visit. And these visits were when we would go around eating during Ramadan, because wakifungua wanaenda kwa nyumba tofauti kukula. Today we'd go to this house, tomorrow to the other. That way it was like a duty thing. So I'm also in the process, I was getting to know more people. So the second thing was guns. But me, even if I hear gunshots, I was like, okay. Ndiko kwa Arabu, even from the movies, they're always fighting, so it was not a big deal to me. I would sleep totally, even with the gunshots. So I think that came out as psychopathic to them, because I had zero fears. And I think they are always observing you to see. They are always checking on you. You are being watched like a lab rat, like scientists in a lab doing their research. Men, if I knew that, that is what made me feel terrible when I left. Anyway, so mi hata nikienda kupanga closets napatana na gana, mi naangalia na chokora naona mi even wanted to know how to assemble these things, so that's how I got introduced. Another struggle for me was payment. So first nimeambiwa nitakuwa najibaia vitu, which was a blow. I didn't expect that. Payment wamesema watanilipa after 3 months. That's when I was going to be paid, and I was like no. Also, the first payment they made was like I was told it was going to be like 30k, na ilikuwa inafika 26. So nilikuwa like no, mi niliambiwa ni 30k. So they made me reread the contract again, and uko ndani inaandika uko ndani kwenye wezi ona. Mostly people who go to Saudi are not people who keep asking questions. So I was like a misplaced element, which is good because I have learned so much, and I hope whatever I have learned can inform decisions of how better that relationship between the girls from Kenya to Saudi can be bettered, because it's terrible. We all know this. It is not news. We have seen it all the days of our lives. Even since when I was young, there were always stories about Saudi. So as a misplaced element who got to learn a few things, I hope what I have learned can bring some light to the path of a girl whose path involves Saudi. And also, just to press the Saudi government and tell them, you can do better with that relationship. You can do better in protecting the girl. Thanks. It's a request. Thank you very much as you prepare to do better, because you honestly can. There's so much room for improvement on how you treat the girl. Stop leaning too much on the sponsor side, because it's not always about the sponsor, man. We also have feedback. We are also doing a lot. We are also sacrificing a lot. You also take us through the most. So let that be fair. Let it be fair, and I hope one day I'll look at a story and be satisfied with it, because honestly, at the moment, although I have been assured that it may not change, I hope in the deepest part of my heart it changes. That will make me feel better, because to be honest, it is a good opportunity for a person who may lack opportunities back home. People have seen people help themselves from working in the Arab countries, so it is a viable option which just needs a few adjustments to safeguard the lives of the people who are going to work there innocently. Thank you. So apart from buying my things, lack of Wi-Fi, gunshots everywhere every now and then, physical contact with guns, because I remember one time I was doing my chores, and the first son of the woman I was taking care of, I met him in the kitchen with a big machine gun. That one was not even out, that was out of nowhere. And I remember he was an army, so he was pointing it at me, and I was like, okay, what's up, man? Can you put that away from my face? And he's like, okay, what is wrong with this girl? I think the normal reaction from a girl is screams and things, and I'm like, man, I do not fear. And that's what helped me, because even the days I thought I was dying because I might have missed a few things here and there, and I thought I was in trouble, I faced them and said, if you're killing me, then I'm ready. Kill me. And I think that's what made me come. Nitoke huko haraka. Fear. They sell you fear. And fear is what is going to kill you in Saudi Arabia if you're a fearful person. So if you're a fearful person, just don't go to Saudi. Yeah, because they are selling you fear all day, every day. You can listen from my story, from how I was kept kuko kwa airport, no information, nothing. Nimefika huku nishaanza tena kuvurugwa, najibaia vitu na mwenye nilikuwa nimeambiwa nabaiwa. Also, they picked my passport again, and I'm like, nobody is telling me, nobody is preparing me, and you also go there with your defense high up, because anything can happen. Honestly, the way those stories go, you are hyper alert. It is okay to be like that. My body had already put on defenses very high. Like I was up, looking what could trap me, what could make me die. That is all I was living for. So if you're a fearful person, just don't go to Saudi. They sell you fear all day, every day. So I have been introduced. I'm beginning to learn. Maybe I'll introduce the family that I learned because I was being introduced mdogo mdogo. Ni Ramadhan, nishaanza kujua kupika sambusa from scratch. Yeah. And did I tell you, the first greeting I got from Saudi, from a Saudi number, which I thought was my sponsor, along the way, when I was on the bus ride, was a ho, H-O. And I thought, man, am I being Anitusiama? So I was like, okay, maybe they don't know English. But as I continue to reflect on my experience, my sponsor was abusing me and insulting me, and that's what I have been feeling even after I came back from Saudi. Everything feels like an insult. The conversations my family have, that's why I'm so quiet all the time, and my relationship is being strained because I feel like they're insulting me. I feel just everything feels like an insult. Nothing. I have lost my power to see things positively when I was struggling to overcome the traumas that were put in my path after visiting Saudi. So those were my first few days, my first few challenges. On the next episode, I will tell you how I dealt with. So when I learned that I was not going to be paid 30K, that was also a blow, because I was like, man, that was the whole reason why I went to Saudi, was to keep that money. Then I was like, okay, they lied. Also, the agency, I over-exaggerate a few things. But we had come to a conclusion with I accepted it and said, okay, fine. Also, they were saying they will pay me after 3 months. And I refused. I told you personally, anyone who knows me, I've also been in a position to supervise a housemaid. So I was like, mtu akikaa hata 2 weeks, najua kama ataka ama hataka. So I was like, you guys, if 2 weeks zikipita, 1 month, that first month ikipita na hamtakuwa mmekuwa satisfied, you pay me or you take me back to the office. I am not, also there was unwillingness. They look like people who are unwilling to pay you. Now I understand why though, which I will continue explaining. And those are my honest opinions for my struggles. And my struggles are so spiritual. I go to hospitals and they don't get better, and they have been mostly on my mental health because I hear things, I see things. I see people scare me. A person I know is coming towards me and I'm seeing totally different things. I have seen people's physique change. Like a person I met was very light skin, and the next time you meet, they are dark skinned. I can tell they have changed physique, and the same person. So many things have happened. Paranormal activities. Things that if I kept saying, I risk going to a psychiatric hospital like Mathare, and that's how I lose my good life. So I am determined to get better. So I am having to brave very, 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 very weird stuff just to stay sane. And I felt like a Saudi experience was unnecessary. Everything felt like a fight. I had to fight to get paid. I remember also I was offline, I needed a line from there. They told me also there's no Wi-Fi. If I wanted Wi-Fi or connectivity, I had to do it for myself. They were telling me to buy a card, a Saudi SIM card at 100 riyals. Their money is called riyals. So like, man, that was a blow. 100 riyal again from my salary. That was almost 3K again if you convert it. And by then, there was a girl who was working to the sister, to one of the daughters of the shosh. Alikuwa ananiambia, mwingine alikuwa Nigeria mwenye alikuwa hapo before me na alibaiwa kila kitu, that was to make me just feel bad. I do not know why this person involved in my story always loves me feeling bad. Ni nini nakusumbuanga wewe? Sijui kusikia vibaya. Na hata nikisikia vibaya si sana, and I'm glad for that, because this person is so head-bound on making me feel bad. I don't know why. But thank God they have made me feeling less now. I'm numb. If you see me and you meet, I might not react the way you expect, because I lost my emotions through the fight, trying to make my life normal, because when I came back, everything was feeling so weird. Something was off. And I keep saying this. If you follow me anywhere, I keep saying I can tell with certainty something is not like it used to be. and I can't place my hand on it, and I live fearful. I feel unsafe. I'm afraid of everyone. Okay, I have trust issues. I have unsafety. I feel unsafe. I feel like everything is hunting me to die because I have almost died so many times in the past. So I have dealt with not the fear of not getting paid for about 3 months. Kuna dem alikuwa anawakia mtu wako msichana wako Katara, wakakuja kutembea. Mind you, first thing, I told you there's so much things to do with marriage. When I got there, the first thing I was given was that woman, I used to call her Shosh, gave me a ring. And if you're a girl there, aren't you given many rings? You know, a ring signifies marriage. It's a sign of a commitment to something, you know. So I was given rings. Every time we'd get a chance to chat, everybody was telling me how their father had a second wife. I'd also get so many questions. Are you married? Are you not married? I felt they were prying too much on my private life, and especially the marriage life. And if you're following me, I also left there because I somehow felt like I was being forced on a marriage that I was not ready for. So there's so much to do with marriage. Saudi, ukienda Saudi, hata si kuenda kukua housemaid. Na unateseka sana sana juu wewe ni mtu ambaye umekataa kuolewa. Kweli ama ni wrong? Most girls who go there have a problem with marriage. Most people who are in the Arab countries, you have daddy issues or mommy issues. That is, as I continue to dissect my experience, that is the truth. People with a problem committing to marriage, you might find yourself in some of the Arab countries, if not Saudi. So these rings you're given like on a daily, presents are rings. Questions on your own spouse issues, you know. So anyway, that's how I got oriented in Saudi for the first time. I am going to share what did I like about Saudi? The kafsa is not bad. It's something I liked. Rice and dijaj, kuku, and laham. Laham is sheep or goat meat. I like their food. I like their culture. Is not bad, especially for a girl. Girls, they have it easy. If you're a girl in Saudi, your life is good. Although I also saw some struggling, and I was looking to see if marriages are better there than here. Life is the same. There is nowhere on this world you walk, whether you go, because I was also hell-bent on having an outside experience outside of Kenya. And to be honest, anybody who has even been outside will testify that life is the same. Whether you're in Kenya, whether you're in Saudi, whether you're in America, whether you're in the UK, life is challenging everywhere. There is nowhere you go and meet a silver platter, be handed to you like, oh, good. Life is challenging generally. Just know how to live, how to overcome daily challenges. And I'm going to share some of the tips here and there as I continue to share my experience. So that is how I got acquainted to the place. I was in a place called Tarib, very interior place. And whenever I used to go out, I also noticed there were no animals. You guys, I don't know if any other person notices. I'd go outside and there was not even a single bird moving. The only things that were around there were stray cats. That's all I ever saw. There were no other animals. And maybe when I went uko kwa mashamba, I saw nikaona camels. It was, apart from your glitch here and there as we are trying to settle with each other, because also I remember one time that woman alinigonga huku nyuma. And I was like, man, is it a fight? Are you fighting me? Because if you are going to be physical with me, I'm not going to work here. And I gave her that look and she was like, okay, I back down. I was so prepared not to be put under hell. Hey, missing wani treat me bad. Like, is it a fight? Because I need to know. If you are going to Saudi and you're soft-hearted, my friend, you have to be a very an assertive person. You have to know what you represent. You have to have your values, and you have to be outspoken, because mi huwezi nitesa nikinyamaza. So unaona nimekaribishwa, nimeanza kusoma language, Ni time ya Ramadan also nilipenda vile wanakula matunda. They eat well. I loved their food and their body care and all their meals were healthy and nice. So I left even without being able to taste some of it. I didn't like dates. Sikupenda dates and olives. Yeah. And they used to eat that in the jioni with hobs. Mkate yenye haina mafuta they hate. Have you ever noticed how Arabs don't like oil? Hata mafuta ya kupika you are instructed ukipika weke kidogo. Shwai ni kidogo. I learned some Arab and yeah, those are some of the positives. So keep tuned for other things I may remember that concern settling in Saudi. So those are my first few days and my first few disappointments. Have a great time.